You're about to enter the highly restricted Digital Crimes Unit at Microsoft. Very few people are allowed inside. It's like a war room in the fight against cybercrime.
This means this is where our investigators, our data analysts really collaborate to understand what's going on in cybercrime.
This team of tech experts, data scientists, and lawyers are working to shut down cybercriminals around the world.
So we are looking at threats that have hit in the last 30 days.
Using sophisticated technology, the Digital Crimes Unit is able to pinpoint trouble. Here, locating malware-infected computers.
All of these have been those actions, and so as that information pings from infected IP services, we can see patterns. So it's zeroing right here to where we are right now and showing at an IP service, what are these types of threats?
One of the most common threats for computers, scammers posing as tech support.
2 out of 3 people globally said they'd had some experience with a tech support scam. That means they may have seen an email, received a phone call, or gotten a pop-up.
The phone rang, the caller ID said Microsoft. The person immediately said, "I'm calling because you have a problem with your computer." And I said, "I do?" Okay.
Carrie Bugbee didn't fall for the scam. She knew it wasn't Microsoft, and there was nothing wrong with her computer. Instead, the man on the phone was simply trying to get remote access to Carrie's computer so he could snoop around looking for valuable information.
We are from the technical support, and we are supporting all the computer in the world.
Microsoft gets roughly 12,000 complaints a month about the tech support scam. Often, these cyber criminals use the company name and logo.
This is what a consumer might experience. They look really realistic.
The Digital Crimes Unit often goes undercover and acts as a consumer to track down who's behind these bogus ads. They collect evidence and build a case to try and take down these cyber criminals.
So this is real-life detective work going on here.
This is real live detective work going on in here.
Most of these criminal networks operate overseas, but federal authorities have busted scammers in the U.S. This man, identified as David, admits he tried to convince unsuspecting victims they had a computer virus.
If people knew the inner workings of who they were actually speaking to on the phone, there's no doubt in my mind that 95% of those people would have hung up the phone as soon as they got on with us.
In an interview with the AARP, David explained telemarketers at his call center would charge victims hundreds of dollars for phony services.
Anybody that you'd actually ever get on the phone with as a consumer had no actual background in knowing computers and, really being what you would consider a quote-unquote expert.
Globally,
Microsoft warns these tech support scams are becoming more widespread and more sophisticated.
Cybercrime knows no borders.
Which means the Digital Crime Unit will have to improve coordination with international law enforcement and other tech giants to bring down this global network of cyber criminals. Kyle Aboshi, KGW News.